What's up, everybody? Z3 KO Trinity here. Welcome to Goosebumps 3KO. Got my slappy shirt on. I'm ready to rock and roll. Today's book review is Attack of the Jack-O-Lanterns. Look at that cover. That's a pretty nice cover. I like the pumpkin dog. Yeah, that's a pretty cool cover. But is this book worth your time? We'll find out. I read this book. This book is a follow-up of Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. It was the second book I read. And the first 5 books that I read out loud to my wife. And when I read this book out loud, it annoyed the shit out of me. Yep. First of all, I do not like the main character, Drew. I don't care for her. She has this character trait that is annoying. Apparently, whenever she gets mad or upset, she gurs. And it's literally G-R-R-R-R-R all the way across. She just, whenever she gets mad, she goes, grrr. And that is annoying. Very annoying. Bad character trait. Another character trait she had that's kind of funny is apparently she has elf ears or big ears, so her dad calls her Elf. So that's pretty funny. But no, I do not care for our main character. She annoys me. And another big thing about this book that annoys the hell out of me, especially reading it out loud, is all the dialogue is repeated over and over and over by these pumpkin people. I mean, I read so many, like, let's go to a new neighborhood. There's a new neighborhood. More houses, more houses. And it just, they constantly repeat themselves over and over and over, and it just gets so annoying. Just more houses, more houses. You must trick or treat forever. It just got so annoying. But if you don't know what this book is about, it's got these 2 main characters, and I got their names, all the names right down, because there's so many characters. So if you see me look like that, I'm just looking at the names. We got Drew and Walker. They're 2 friends, and they love Halloween. And apparently, one Halloween, they have these 2 arch nemesis, Tabby and Lee. And Tabby and Lee invited them over to their house for this big Halloween party. It ended up being a big prank where they get these 2 older guys that they apparently know, 2 high schoolers, to pretend like they're burglars, and they break in, and that was pretty intense. Like, that was kind of creepy, kind of cool. Well, that's a pretty cool prank. But then they start making them all do, like, push-ups and stuff like that. And so, yeah, Tabby and them get them back like that. So apparently it ruins Drew's Halloween magical moment. Well, next year, because apparently the first 30 or 40 pages of this book is just flashbacks of 2 failure Halloweens. So the next following year, to get back at their arch nemesis, they decide to go on a full total chemical warfare. They rig up their whole house. It takes months for them to rig up their whole house with booby traps and all kinds of shit. You sit on the couch, you're going to get splattered by some kind of chemical sticky goo. So, yeah, they rigged their whole house, got everything planned, and they go to invite Tabby and Lee to this Halloween party, and they don't show up. They say that they know this really cool neighborhood, hip neighborhood that's giving out the new Reese cups with potato chips in them. So they're not going to go to their Halloween party. They're going to go trick-or-treating like you should on Halloween. So yet another Halloween has been ruined thanks to Tabby and Lee. This is year 3. They're trying to figure out how can they get them back. Well, apparently, there's these 2 twin friends of theirs called Shane and Shauna. They come around every so often, mostly during this time of year. They live apparently far off. And so they're trying to come up with this idea. Well, Shane and Shauna says leave it to them. They got this idea. Well, they invite Tabby and Lee to go trick-or-treating with them, and that's where our plot begins. Half the book, more than half of the book in. There is, however, before this goes down, there is a dream sequence that is actually one of the best things about this book. The dream sequence where these old people, this old couple, invite them into their house because the old woman says that her husband wants to see their costume. When they get there, there's all these kids chained up. And apparently these two older couple kidnap kids and chain them up in the house. That was creepy. Probably the best thing about this book, in my opinion. And yes, this is a spoiler review, in case you didn't know. In case you lived under a rock your whole life and don't know what Goosebumps is. But yeah, that was the best part about this. Well, we continue to them. They meet up with the guys, and they're going trick or treat normally. And they're like, "Where's Shane and Shauna? What the fuck's going on, man? What the hell?" And then all of a sudden, they come across these two jack-o'-lantern people. They're tall. They got the jack-o'-lantern heads, black clothes. I mean, they're legit. And everyone right off that, that's Shane and Shauna. We already know that's Shane and Shauna. So they, in their annoying ass language, "We know a new neighborhood, more candy." And so they follow these two jack-o'-lanterns into the forest. Not a red flag at all. And like a Pied Piper kind of situation. They lead them into the forest, and there's this magical town out of nowhere that they've never been before, and all these houses are decorated, lit up, everyone's standing out, buckets and buckets of candy to give out. So they start trick-or-treating. They're having a hell of a time. Their bags get completely full. So they start getting tired, and they're like, "Hey, let's quit." And, of course, that's where the annoying dialogue comes into play. "More houses! Much more houses! Penicillin!" And so they trick-or-treat. And then one cool thing I liked was when their bags were full, they complained that their bags were full. In the episode, the pumpkins dumped them on the ground and said, "There, your bag's empty." But in the book, they force them to eat the candy, which is kind of neat. So they're going all, on them Snicker bars. They're just hamming down on some Milky Ways, shoving a bunch of that candy in their mouths. And yeah, so their bags get lighter, and they have to trick or treat forever. Some cool effects. I like the fire effects that happen in here. And one of the coolest things about this, like literally the whole last chapter, the last of the book was really epic. Apparently all the people in this town are jack-o'-lanterns, and they start swarming in on them. That was really cool. And then the book gets ruined. The plot twist comes into play, and it turns out that the jack-o'-lanterns were Shane and Shauna. Who would have saw that coming? And that they are aliens from another planet. Yep. They're magical, pumpkin-transforming aliens. And this neighborhood is... Are they aliens too? Have they been living in this neighborhood the whole time behind that forest? Oh, okay. And another question. Why didn't they do this the first Halloween that they tried to get them back? Like, why rig the whole house with booby traps when you got aliens that you can do shit like that? Why? I mean, I get it. It's a book for kids. I get it. But I don't know. It just, even if I was a kid, I probably still would have questioned this. But yeah, it kind of ruined it for me. I didn't quite like that plot twist. And of course, it has to throw in that last little scare about like, oh, don't eat too much candy. We like plump humans. We'll eat you if you're fat. If you're fat, motherfucker. So yeah. So they had to throw that in there, but that is my review of Attack of the Jack-O-Lanterns. I only liked so little of this. I kind of wished... There is actually a YouTuber that does videos called Goosebumps Monthly. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably know him already. He does this thing where he retells the story in his own way, where he thinks it's better. And honestly, I really liked his story for this much better. So, but yeah, Attack of the Jack-O-Lanterns. What do I give this? I actually ended up giving it a 4.5, which is a D. So yeah, it was not very good. Do I recommend this? Yeah, I actually would recommend it. Just don't read it out loud, because you'll get annoyed with all the... Unless you don't change your voice. If you're one of those people that read the book out loud and want to do stuff different for different people, you'll get annoyed. But if you're just one of those people that just reads what it says in your one voice, you'll be fine. So yeah. What does it say here? We got put one head in front of the other. Clever. It's got nothing to do with heads. Alright. Pumpkin power. Really?
Pumpkin power!
Nothing beats
Pumpkin power!
Nothing beats Halloween. It's Drew Elfman's favorite holiday. Mine too. And this year will be Scrumdiddlyumptious. Much better than last year. Or the year Tabby and Lee played that joke. That god-awful joke. A nasty practical joke on Drew and her best friend Walker, Texas Ranger. Yes, this year Drew and Walker have a plan. Yeah, even though it was Shane and Shauna. A plan for revenge. It involves two scary pumpkin heads. I'm scared already. But something's gone wrong. Way wrong. Wrong way. Because the pumpkin heads are just a little too scary. A little too real, with strange hissing voices and flames shooting out of their faces. Oh, shit. I gotta go, guys. This book scares the shit out of me. Reader beware, you're in for a scare. Next in the series, Vampire Breath. Alright, what did you guys think of this book? Did you enjoy this book? Did you hate it? What do you think of the ending? Do you like that kind of ending for a Goosebumps story? I just don't feel like it worked for this actual story. And the reason why I don't think it worked is because apparently, like, Drew and them knew the whole time about this plan, about the whole neighborhood and stuff. But yet, as you're reading it, she was scared and was questioning things. But if she knew the whole time, why? Why did you have to question? Okay. Well, anyway, this might be one of them books that was written by that ghostwriter that I heard. Not Ghost Rider, Ghost Writer. Apparently, R.L. Stine didn't write all his books, apparently. There's some kind of ghost or something that's been writing a few books. I don't think R.L. Stine wrote this one exactly, but we'll never know. Anyway, it was fun, but a D is all it gets from me. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review, and I guess